Welcome to the Daily HiFi Podcast. We do this every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern. My name is Chana. Today we've got Mr. Joe and Tell. We're
That's
still
me.
missing Mr. Aaron. What's going on?
What is going on?
There's a lot going on, man. I don't know if I can talk about a lot of stuff I got going on, but we are running specials. It's sale time right now. We're doing a Prime Day sale on Spatial Audio Calibration Toolkit. 15% off on that. 75. So go to spatialcd.com. Go to magicbeansaudio.com. You see how it's like right here, right underneath Joe and Tell's name? See, the websites are right there, guys. Boom. Get 75 off on Magic Beans as well. Right now, Prime Day. Did you get anything for Prime Day, Joe?
Yeah, thank you, Gracie. She brought me my water. Yeah, we did, but I can't tell you because some of it is for our kids, so they're not supposed to know.
Oh, did you like start doing like holiday shopping already?
Of course, you buy the expensive stuff right now, you know? The good stuff.
That's right.
So we have sales.
The rare stuff. The stuff that you know is going to sell out. You got to get that ahead of time. You know what I'm saying?
Or stuff that doesn't usually go on sale. Sure. You know? So, what else is on sale? Anything on sale? Is Dirac on sale? No sale on Dirac. How about
I'm gonna go.
Is Trinov on sale?
No
Trinov.
DJI is not on sale. Like ever. DJI drones are being banned in the United States. You know this? Like you can't sell them anymore. They're not shipping. Okay. It's crazy. Wow.
Well, yours probably
no more DJI. Oh, you know what I could get? I could get a new controller.
No Dirac sale, so they got to just take advantage of the Spatial Audio Calibration Toolkit and the Magic Bean sales. Right.
That's right.
Those are on sale. So
there's no other home theater stuff on sale. And let's be real, you know. I had to pass on a deal of Anthem. What? Oh, it's okay. We don't like Anthem over here anyway.
Oh, boo, Anthem.
Boo earns.
Boo earns. Funny.
Like, look, you now this whole Prime thing, dude. Call of Duty's coming out, man. I gotta get me a new controller. So this isn't bad. $50 for a controller. That's not bad. You know. But what else do they got here? I don't know. Movies. What do we got? See more deals on movies. 4K Blu-rays. Is that what we're talking about here? What the hell is this?
Did I click on movies? Amazon look funny.
I don't know.
Why does it look all right? What is that? Is that how it looks? Like blue and stuff like that?
Oh. Is this not the right Amazon?
I don't know.
Switch accounts. No, this is...
No, it is. It's just maybe I don't know. Let me look at what mine looks like. Is that what yours looks like? Let me see.
Prime deals end tonight.
It does. They're doing the whole blue thing. All right.
Yeah. I guess it's time to get. Oh, this is a good deal. This is a good deal. A laptop charger, power bank, 25,000 milliamp hours. You got one of these?
Yeah, you got a couple of those, bro. You're good.
No, I'm fine with. I don't need to buy shit. I don't need to buy a damn thing. You know, maybe a controller.
Those are actually handy. Those batteries right there. Those are always handy.
The jack.
I use one of those to do the car audio calibrations because I have two laptops.
Yeah, that's handy.
I have the JL Max, and you know sometimes the car makes noise. Like if you plug it in directly, creates a line noise. So I just plug everything in through there. Who knows how long I'm going to be out there calibrating? So,
hey,
I always use that.
56% off. That's a great deal. Holy crap! Hey, 1,000, or it's at 1,500 watt.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad deal.
I hate like how on these things it's like you need to know how many the watt hours are on the stuff that you're using. So like, but the problem is like. Not a lot of companies tell you like what are the watt hours for each device they're selling,
and you hate that, right? That bothers you. It gets on your nerves.
Yeah, right? It's like what the hell? How am I supposed to know? Like you won't know until you buy the thing, and you're like, "Shit, I ran out of juice."
Right? Can't you calculate that, bro? Isn't that something you can calculate?
So
isn't something like,
look,
all right, it takes this many watts, and then if I run it for this many hours, isn't that a watt hour? I don't know. No,
no,
but I know what
it's
you mean
not.
though, because a lot of times that's like they'll show you the maximum wattage that it can use, but then it's not really using that maximum amount the whole time. So what I did was I ended up getting one of those things that you plug into the wall where it tells you how many watts something's taking, and then it can tell you over an hour this is how many watts
Sure.
and amps that it used. I mean, that's probably the best you could do. You have to do your own testing.
Yeah,
But
then that's what I did. I ended up buying a 3,000 watt one of these things, not the Jackery brand. And then I was at a wedding, and I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I can just run the entire wedding, all my stuff, 1, 2, 3, 4 speakers, 2 DJ decks, 2 laptops, a TV, and 2 lights, for 6 hours. And there was 10% still in the tank. So, but I couldn't do that. But I mean, I knew the place had power. I just wanted to try it. So,
so
I'm old. I got excited because
you got a ninja. Is this what our channel's devolving to now? We're just gonna do like Prime Day deals. Hey, look at this, guys. What can you get? Ooh, a hard drive. Have a NAS drive.
Hey, look, ISO.
Sure
Here's some audio stuff. ISO acoustics. ISO
What?
acoustics, 22% off. There you go. There you go. That's an audio thing. I'm actually surprised to see that. Hey, Joe, didn't you want VU meters?
I have something like that. You know what? I have a bunch of stuff in for review, and like 3 of the things have VU meters. So I have like a Eversolo T8 VU meters, and then the OSD amp VU meter, and then the Wim streamer VU meter. I'm like, yeah, there's 3 things with VU meters. No, I'm good. Reverend Slim also bought 2 refurb computers to replace the outdated PCs on his office card. Very good. Jason,
we got a little bit.
Found a good deal on a X3800H. Sounds great. Using it in pre-out mode for the bed layer. I'm curious of higher end pre-pros like the AV10 actually have better sound compared to these and compared to the pre-outs. Maybe the signal to noise ratio is higher on those. Will you notice? I don't know. You know,
I'm saying no. I have an AV10 and a 30. I had a 3800. I'm saying no. You won't notice a difference.
Are you sure you didn't feel a difference? Are you sure you?
I mean, I felt.
Tell the truth, Chana. Tell the truth.
Tell me. I feel the difference.
Tell me how you feel.
This is how I feel the difference right here.
Oh, see, hold on a second. Hold on.
Metal. Yeah, take this sharing off.
There it is.
Right?
This
is the difference. Plastic, and this one is metal on the front, plastic on the back. That's the difference you're gonna feel.
Use both of them. Because one has gold menus. Has gold on the menus, bro.
And one has a porthole.
He said,
Silly porthole.
You got the portal, yeah. But sound wise, it's not something that you would hear. Maybe measurable. Not saying that there's no difference. You know, because I think they do try to separate the components a little bit more, try to isolate things. You know, but we always used to laugh like, so you're paying more for something that has less stuff in it. Kind of, right? Because it doesn't have the amplifiers in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of funny.
AV10 is what I'm looking at. It's sitting on the ground here. I got to get it off.
Yeah.
That's what 7,500, 5,000 street price. The new one in house is the Lingdorf, which is $16,000. Also doesn't have amplifiers.
So it's one of those things. I think it's not a scam as far as like, oh, it doesn't do anything different. There's no measurable difference. I don't think it's that. It's just the fact that there's diminishing returns. So for folks like me, where I'm always looking for the best value proposition, unless I have like a crazy amount to spend and, you know, getting an AV10 is nothing to me, then I'm probably not going to do that. I'm probably going to go that route and get an X3800H. Like, oh, this does pretty much everything I needed to do. Has the new stuff. I can get Dirac art on it. I can do all the stuff. I can run it in pre-out mode, and I'm pretty happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wim mic? Nah. Did he say? Did he say a Wim mic?
What?
Is that true? There's no Wim mic, is there? Did he see a Wim mic? Nah.
Mm-mm. You know what I've been seeing on TikTok Shop lately is are these like devices that'll allow you to put like an HDMI input to your like car?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool. Like the guy had a Roku stick plugged in, so he's got a Roku remote in his car. I was like, what? What do you? Because they have screens, and I guess that like hijacks the screen so you can watch like Netflix and YouTube in your car while it's driving. I'm like, no, this can't be. This can't be. I gotta find that thing because that shit's cool, man. Considering I'm getting a Toyota, I'm like, oh, it works with Toyota. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna find out what this thing is called.
Hijack, so you can
Auto Sky. Auto Sky. I wonder if Amazon has it. Auto Sky.
It's so funny. We're so off topic. What's up, you guys? If there's anybody who has actual audio home theater related questions, we can definitely get to those.
Let us know. Look at this.
You got to keep in mind. What you guys got to keep in mind is we talk about audio all day. I was up till 6 a.m. doing audio stuff all day. So we can jump into it at any point. You know what I mean?
Look at this. Gaming on the go. There's a Roku remote. What do you want to do, bro? $69. Plug in a TV stick to stream Netflix.
Where does it plug in?
You plug it into the USB.
I don't understand.
Oh, the USB like ports down there.
So what? It acts like a CarPlay or something? It like tricks you into thinking of CarPlay.
Converts wired CarPlay to HDMI. Is what it says.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna have to look at that just for.
It's called Auto Sky. Auto Sky is the brand.
HDMI CarPlay TV adapter. I'm just curious.
This is the one that I was gonna get, the cheapest one.
What is that?
Oh wait, it's way cheaper on TikTok Shop. Amazon Prime, my ass. Stream Netflix and YouTube. That's all I would need. Netflix is all I would need in a car.
How about?
But they're way cheaper on TikTok Shop. On TikTok Shop, this one is $38 and $58 for the other one. Prime deals, my ass. Isn't that wild?
Every day, Jay says he had one of those and he got it for wireless CarPlay. It's decent.
Okay.
Marv says, I was researching about Anthem Arc. Does it allow you to modify the correction on the speakers? I'm talking about Arc Genesis. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Wow.
From what I remember, I don't think so.
So
I had it on MRX 5.
I don't. So
I don't think so. It's been a long time, but I don't think it does.
My criticism before was just that it doesn't allow you to enter your own target curve. It gives you a preset target curve. And then let me bring up this picture here, just to give you an idea. I'm not bringing this stuff up out of nowhere. This is from their website. And it shows how it looks. Well, so it'll give you a target curve, and you can do stuff. You can still modify things like the room gain, deep bass boost, and then the tilt level. So you can shape it in a certain way, right? What is the center frequency? So these are kind of just like, I would say, very wideband adjustments, right? So it shows you the frequencies that it affects: 150 to 300, 0 to plus 6 dB, 20 to 80, 0 to 6 dB, 50 to 10 kilohertz, you can up it, you can move it up or down, right? Now this is different because with what I am showing with my Magic Bean software, sometimes we want more precision than this. If you like it, I've never tried it. Some people like it, and it might, depending on the person, depending on the room, it might sound great just out of the box, right? And you may say, "Yeah, I'm happy. I don't need anything else." But for me, I want the ability to adjust. I want as much adjustment as possible. And so this is probably not for me. But I hear good things about them. I hear people seem to like it a lot.
It's good. It's just there's not a lot of tinkering that you can do once it's done. That's all.
And truthfully, if it does a great job already, if it did a great job and nobody ever wanted to adjust it, then that's good, But I don't know if that's the case 100% of the time. I don't think everybody's completely satisfied all the time,
Oh man, this post that was in the after show crew chat, hilarious.
Oh.
I was talking about this guy, and by the way, if you guys want to get a headset for PS5 or something, this is a good deal on Amazon Prime Day deals. 31% off, so it's $100 off. From instead of $329, it's $228. So if that's like your bag, like me, I'm gonna that's a good deal. I hear I actually have one of these to test. I hear it'll work on an Xbox as well, wired. What else? What else electronics?
I don't know if this is a good deal. Cool the Seagate Barracuda 8TB hard drive. I guess if you get 4 of those, they're $114. So 4 of them would be $400.
Wait,
a little bit over $400. I don't think that's too bad. I don't know if that's great either. Yeah, let's see, 8. I guess that's not that great, huh? 32 gigs. I've seen some other deals that are better than that. Yeah, where's the hard drive deals? What a good hard drive.
I'm looking at some right now. Hold on, let me post it up. So now we're just shopping with Chana.
Yeah, shopping with Joe and Chana. $329. Okay, so if I get 4 of those, though, that's a lot more than what I just said.
Yeah, I mean that's 80 terabytes. That's a lot of terabytes. I wonder if these higher end ones. Nope, not getting a deal on the 24 or the 28 probably. Oh yeah, not much.
Oof.
I wonder what the sweet spot is. Maybe 16. $269. Yeah, I guess $269.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. $269. Let's see. See that this is actually less expensive, like for the 8 terabyte ones, but that's still not a huge upgrade from what I currently have. Nope. Now he's on the phone. First we're shopping. Now he's on the phone. Anthem has a very vocal YouTube community. Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear about this? Did you see this? He says, does your Synology NAS need special hard drives now? Did yours need special hard drives when you had it?
I got these. I had like 2 16s and a 20 and 2 20s. Yeah. They weren't special. They were just these ones. These like
I thought one of them required like using their drives or something. Was that not them? What's up? Joe says, don't get the Barracudas for your NAS if you care about the data. All right.
Yeah. See, these ones are the enterprise. These ones are specifically for NAS.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, because they do have the Barracuda ones.
Yeah, I know that there's different ways of writing the data to them. Like some of them, they stack a bunch of they kind of overlay the data, which is less. They're able to fit more stuff on there and make it cheaper, but I think it's just slower and just not as reliable. I like the name Iron Wolf though, so I don't even care.
It's like that TV show.
It doesn't even matter. Are they good? I don't know, man. Doesn't matter.
My NAS have been,
name, you know.
Hey, look. Here, I just did it for you guys. Look, right here. Boom. 4 16 terabyte drives and a Prime Day deal. Boom.
Hey,
1600.
That's what I had. The 4800. I like that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
There's
go.
a better deal than that though. 559. I have a link on my video that I think made it 529.
269. What are the other hard drives? Like Western Digital.
Wait, hold on a second.
Mass
559 is not a Prime Day deal.
It isn't.
Why is it more expensive? It's more expensive than what I had it for when I.
It's more expensive now. That's so messed up.
Yeah,
so messed up.
It was less expensive. There's a discount code that they gave that I put on my video, and I think it made it 529.
We want Western.
Be careful.
Be careful out there, folks.
TerraMaster NAS are cheaper. Okay.
Hey, how about Ugreen?
When it comes to this stuff, all I know is that Ugreen one serves the purpose that I need it for.
That was the
discount. Hold on a second. Now I'm curious.
Synology NAS. See, like mine was like this. Did I get a 4 or 5? I forget. What was my YouTube video?
Okay.
I got a 5 bay. I got a 5 bay. 5 bay. Because I wanted, yeah. Oh, see, here's like, oh, this is the one I got. $800. That's not no bueno. Damn, these things are expensive now. Oh, here's one. 519. Is 519 better for 5 discs?
I guess. You know what? I think the price went up on these from my video.
That's the price just going up all over the place, huh?
Mm-hmm.
TerraMaster, huh? TerraMaster. TerraMaster NAS. 524 for a 4 bay. What is that? 8 bay, 639. Hey, that's pretty good. Here's a 4 bay for 374. That's a big Prime Day deal. There you go. Wow. All right, let's add that to the cart. No thanks. You know,
I am very happy to have a NAS drive for some reason. Like, it just makes me happy to know that it's there. It's running Plex. If I ever need to transfer files, I can transfer it to them. You know, I can access all my files remotely from my phone.
There you go. 1,400. We're down to 1,400 now. Prime Day deal. 4 16 terabyte. What is that? What is 4 times 16, Joe? You're the math guy.
No. I didn't.
I'm kidding. 64 terabytes.
Green has good specs. Can't lie about that. Yeah, I like the specs are good. Jordan C, man, a lot of experienced computer guys over here. It says just build a true NAS system with an old PC, so much cheaper. Yes.
Okay.
Probably. TrueNAS is not the one that you have to pay like a subscription for, is it? That might be Unraid. I think Unraid is the one you have to pay. But I guess it just depends on, do you want ease? You know, you can always save money by using an old PC, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But like, to me, this is just kind of like an all-in-one thing, you know? It just works.
Ooh, you know what? I'm really loving my little Eufy cameras. Hey, this is not bad. Prime deal selling fast. I should buy one of these things. For Mammoth. Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh, solar powered.
Oh yeah. So he's saying TrueNAS is free. So yeah, you can definitely use a computer and, you know, on your own thing. But Maverick said TrueNAS is complex if you're not super computer savvy. Music Jewel, I love Unraid, but you have to pay if you have lots of drives. Man, a lot of knowledgeable guys in here. That's what I like about our group here. You can start talking about anything, they'll just know about it. Start talking about cars, they know about it. You start talking about freaking lawnmowers, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, they know about it. But we do have a super chat from Ole. He has a question. Super chat. Thank you. Question. So why crossover floor standing speakers at 80 hertz when there is potentially output gain under, like multiple subs? Well, that's a very good question.
Wonderful question. Why do you want to do it, Joe?
Well, I want to hear what you have to say first. It seems like you have an answer. I'll take a swig of water while you answer.
All right. I was about to open my next snack.
Yeah.
Snack pack. I'm like Cappy Gilmore over here. Or no, Billy Madison. If you have an external amplifier running to these tower speakers, I would say lower the crossover to like. If you get the spatial audio calibration toolkit and go to the crossover points section in the toolkit and listen, you will hear that your towers will probably play 30, 40 hertz. And so from there, you set your crossover section or crossover frequency based on your what you're hearing with the spatial audio calibration toolkit. Oddly enough, there's a sale right now, Prime 15, get 15% off your order.
Okay. Man, you're so good at that. We're so good at
because you didn't even see that coming, did you, Joe?
Oh man, chilling like a villain over there.
That's right. So if you have an amplifier, an external amplifier, so that the AVR isn't going to, so that's the one thing. If you do lower the crossover frequencies, you're gonna tax the amplifier more with those lower frequencies. So if you have an external amplifier for your front stage or your just the front two, whatever. I say go for it.
Drop knowledge on them.
Huh?
Keep dropping knowledge on them.
Okay.
No, that's totally true though. If you're gonna run them like more, you're gonna need more power. That's the part that. Yeah.
I just happen to have a couple of 5-channel amps for sale too. I mean, you could you could email me. We're selling all kinds of shit over here.
So to relate that to what you're saying, Chana, in car audio, that's what I've been into lately. What I'm finding lately, that the biggest bottleneck, right? Bottleneck, you know what that means, right? Bottleneck is, the what's constraining the system, right? Out of all the things, what's the constraint? And in car audio, a lot of times it's actually the mid-bass drivers, right? Because they have to play down to 80 hertz. Ooh. Right, like
they're what the like oval ones, right?
Yeah, sometimes they're oval, sometimes they're 6.5s, whatever. But they need to get down pretty low. And what ends up happening is a lot of times you'll use like a multi-channel amplifier to try to save some space and money and all that. So you have an amp that can maybe do like 90, 100 watts a channel, which is fine for your mid-range and your tweeters. That's fine. But when it comes to having to run these mid basses, a lot of times they're not that efficient. And if you want your system to get super loud, well, you need to have a lot of power going to those mid basses. So that kind of relates to what you're saying, is if you want to run your towers full range, you better have enough power, right? Because I've always said you probably don't need that much power if you're crossing over your speakers at 80 hertz. You're not throwing a lot of bass. But now if you're asking 40 hertz, that's way different. That's way different than 80. Requires a ton more power to get down to 80. And then if you're talking about even lower than that, we're talking about a lot more power. So the other thing you mentioned, like multiple subs. That is, I think when you're using something like Dirac Live bass control, you can set the crossover lower, and it will not use them as multiple subs though, like as a sub array. I've actually done that manually with a mini DSP, but that's something separate. But you're right. Why can't you use those frequencies, as kind of like a subwoofer array, right? Mm-hmm. You know what can do that though is Dirac Art. Dirac Art can do that. So that's basically what it's doing. It's using, let's just say there's two parts of it. One part is the stuff that people are talking about where they, your speakers act like active room treatment, right? To cancel out unwanted reflections so that your bass sounds tighter, sounds less boomy. Okay. But then there's another part where it's using the rest of your speakers to support your other speakers. So let's just say all your speakers can get down to, let's say, 50 hertz, right? So Art works from 150 hertz down to 50. No, 150 hertz down to 20. But your speakers can only go down to 50. So from 50 to 150 hertz, though, all of your speakers are kind of supporting each other, which sounds like it could be a bad idea in some cases. Like you could overdrive your speakers. But one thing to keep in mind is the more speakers you're using, the less loud they have to play. Because you have a lot of them, right? If a lot of speakers are playing 50 hertz, then none of them have to, play to their X max or the max excursion capability. But that still means that you still need more power, right? You get more efficiency if you're using more drivers, but that doesn't mean that you don't need power to drive those too. So you still need a lot of power to drive all those other speakers. Compared to like what we used to do is cut everything off at 80 hertz, let's just say, and then let the subs do everything, right? But now with Dirac Art, yes, you are using the rest of your speakers to smooth out the response for things like nulls. That's a great question. Typically for like a 2-channel system, let's say with no advanced DSP, just basic stuff, the reason why we would say that you should cut them off at 80 hertz if you're using subs is because at least with subs you can move them around, right? You can place it in a better location versus the towers need to be placed in a certain location to give you the best possible imaging. And then whether it's the best place for bass, who knows? It might not be, right? At least with subs, you can move that around. So hopefully that answers your question. I did want to talk about art, so that's a good segue to talk about art.
Talk about it.
Been playing with it, been messing around with art. Can't say that much, as far as details, just say getting to mess with it. But that shouldn't be news because I've used art on my computer for 2 years. I've had art for a very long time. But because people are using it more, I've started to dig more into it and try to figure out, try to answer some questions, I guess. A lot of people are having lots of questions. It's not easy to use, right? There's a lot of new terminology. What is the F support? What is the FCSO? What is that? What is F support low? Yeah. What is F support? F support high, F support low. What is all this, right? So people are wondering what to do with all these parameters. How do you best calibrate your system using this? So very valid questions. And I actually reached out to Dirac and I said, hey, I'm getting a lot of questions from people. They don't know how this stuff works. Maybe I can do kind of like a Q&A with you guys. I'll get a list of all the common questions and even the not so common ones. And I'll try to compile a list and have them on and maybe describe what each of these things does, how it affects the system, when you'll want to use something versus not use it. But yeah, been playing with it, pulled an all-nighter, messing with art. And F support. So F support low. That just, Toronto, this you might find this interesting. I'll tell you why. Is it tells you can tell the system, you can tell art how low you want each speaker to support other speakers. Like basically the capability of the speaker, right?
Right.
Do you want this little tiny bookshelf speaker to be supporting the LFE channel down to 20 hertz? Probably not, right? That's probably going to be a horrible idea, right? Imagine you have some little speakers and you're trying to get them to play and support your LFE. No, right? You probably don't want that. But also, what is the right number? Is 50 a good number? I think by default they're all around 50 hertz. Is that a good number? If you have these monolith THX compact satellite speakers that I have, probably not. Nope, that's not gonna make a good noise. But Spatial audio calibration toolkit. I use this to play the LFE channel because you can have all of your speakers in art. You can have all your speakers support the LFE channel. Think about that. Right? Think about like your smallest speakers can support the LFE. Does that make sense? Like you could have like the smallest speaker in your system whenever LFE is playing. In order to smooth out that response, you could have that smallest speaker possibly helping out to cancel out certain sounds and help out to make the bass smoother in the LFE channel. Sounds kind of crazy, right? But if you think about it, 120 is not out of the range of the LFE, right? You could have height speakers that can play down to 120. So that is actually what happens. And so what I ended up doing was I was playing the LFE crossover tone where it plays 250, what is it? 250, 200, 160, 125, whatever, right? It goes down 180. And I set it so that the idea was like to try to figure out what all the speakers could support, right? How low could they support without making bad noises, right? And so the annoying thing is you're gonna have to unplug speakers. If you have like 5-channel amps, external amps, you can turn them off and stuff like that. But basically, you want to isolate one speaker at a time. So you play these test tones, and you listen for your front left speaker. Can it play down to all these frequencies without making any noises? All right, cool. You're safe. And play it loud. You have to play it kind of loud, right? Do the same thing with your center channel. Can the center support down to how low? 120, 100, okay, 80, 60. Oh, okay, 60 is making bad noises, right? So, and it ended up being very helpful in setting those F support low numbers for each speaker. So it's a little tedious because you have to isolate each speaker. Some products make that easier. Some products make it so that you can mute speakers. But if you don't have that, then you have to go and manually either turn off the amps or unplug them, unplug speakers. But Spatial Toolkit came in handy again. It's a real
Everybody should have it.
You never know, right? So I was using it also to determine whether Art was doing a good job of not localizing stuff. So our timing test, where it plays all the test tones at the same time from all the speakers, if you have all the speakers supporting each other, right? When you play like a left channel call out, it's not just left anymore. You play it out of left, your other speakers are making some kind of sounds too.
Yeah.
Right? But you shouldn't notice that when left is playing. But you can notice it if you mute or unplug the left channel, you'll be able to tell. All the other speakers are playing when you play left. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, you can use a timing test to see if it sounds cohesive. You shouldn't be able to localize sounds from the other speakers. Your torture tests are always useful. If it's
somebody asked me what's the torture test section. I was like, oh, this is how you test your horizontal and vertical coherence. Is it acting exactly how it's supposed to, like it's looking on the screen? Is that object moving through your room? How are you going to find a hole over there or a hole over there?
Is it moving around the room?
That's right. I'm moving around the room. I think I use this microphone to record it.
Yeah. So very, very useful stuff. One thing I will say is I think Art is not as strong as when I first tested it. Like the latest updates, it just doesn't seem as aggressive. When I first tried it out 2 years ago, it was so aggressive that I was like, whoa, like sounds almost weird. Right?
None of my people know that I have this show. This time it's my mom.
Okay. Let's see here. Let me get through it. I'm a fan of higher crossovers. I want my subs to handle as much as possible just I'll make the curve flat above 80 hertz. I cross over around 110. Big Jack, you have like 40 subwoofers in your home theater, though.
He's like talking like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, why would I need to use my main speakers when I could just use the subs? Because you have like 40 subs. Something like
Fair.
that. So of course, yeah, when you have a lot of subs, you know, you can do stuff like waveforming with Trinov, and you don't need to use the main speakers to do that. But for us basic people who don't have 40 subs, sometimes you're gonna have to just revert to using your other speakers, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Jack's part of the after show crew, so we know each other. We all mess around here. Reverend Slim, what do you say? Also, sometimes even though the speakers can go lower, room acoustics and your subs may make 80 hertz still the best option for smooth integration. Rarely does Reverend Slim say something that is untrue.
Well, let's not get that. Let's hold on. Time out.
Don't go there. Don't start talking about freaking all that, and then the next thing you know, you're gonna be giving financial advice.
Speaking of financial advice, how about this? How about this guy? I don't know this brand. Do you know this brand? Inukin?
They're not guilty.
I want something ultra wide, like right here, so that I can have a bunch of windows open when I'm mixing. You think this is a good deal? 360?
Yeah, because that OLED that you're using is pretty whack.
It is. It's small. I want something bigger.
What are you talking about? That was great when I was over there. The one that was like tilted right there. That's
yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, I want it a little wider. And like this fucking Samsung 77-inch OLED is dead. Like, how fucking lame is that? God damn. Do you know how many people I've talked to from Samsung? I haven't talked to the big dogs. I got his name here saved as Big Dog in the fucking thing. And like, yeah, it's one of the big execs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, look, man, I don't want to make a video saying fuck Samsung, but goddamn, you guys aren't making it easy. Get my shit fixed.
You want to do the video like that?
I mean, dude, the TV died in fucking 6 months, bro. Like, what?
I'll help you. I'll egg you on. You know, I'll go to your place. I'll just come over. I'll be like, hey, let me check out the Samsung, bro. Can I see like how the Dolby Vision? Like, remember you got the thing?
Oh yeah, I couldn't even make that video.
They're gonna be like, oh, it's because you tried to trick it into getting Dolby Vision. That's why it broke.
Yeah, right.
That's why it doesn't turn on. No warranty. Michael Squires, that is correct. What you say here? If your subs have a null, let's say 60, but your floor standing speakers can hit 40, they could potentially fill it. Reverend Slim says you usually want your crossovers at least half an octave above the speakers roll off, so there isn't a gap in the transition, even if phase is perfect. You know, I don't even have to know information now. I could just read the comments here and just do the whole entire podcast like this. I'll just answer questions. You know,
answer questions with their.
Yeah, I'll just answer
their answers. Shit!
I'll just read. You know, so Reverend Slim says a tower crossed at 80 hertz will also still play louder with less compression than a bookshelf at 80 hertz. Josh Damon says he's gonna get art once it goes on sale. He's waiting for a sale.
Wait, how many things, Josh, do you need to get still? Do you have Direct Live A? Do you have Direct Live Bass Control? Because you have to have all those two first. What's the worst gym motive? Oh, my snack packs? I already hit the gym, bro. I don't know what's wrong with you. You gotta go do that. I do that in the morning.
Hit the gym so that you can eat whatever you want. Is that how it goes? I don't know if it works that way.
I don't know about that. They're just a snack.
Okay. Here's a start comment. Maverlath, do you know if the MoFi Source Point 8 have a wide dispersion pattern? I have the Klipsch 504C2 and it sounds terrible outside of the center of the couch. Okay. Let's see. I need to see spinorama.org. They usually have all the stuff from Aaron or Amir at Audio Science Review. They have the measurements from their Clipple. What the heck is that? Hold on a second.
Billy Bob, you got. My wife asked me, how many speakers do we really need?
Lots. Let's see. Source point 8.
Those are nowhere. What are those things?
Though first, hold on a second. What are these? What is this? This is gonna have a speaker ton.
Pitt and Gilbin.
Oh, hey.
Oh, look at that.
That's not too bad. Hold on a second. What's going on here? Oh, what the heck? Hey, they're doing their thing with their waveguides. This one's a little bit
that's suggestive. I'm about to put something in that guy. Oh shit, look at that.
It's not bad. It's not bad, but those other ones are a little bit better.
Those are better.
This type of waveguide where it's trying to control the vertical and the horizontal and the vertical, doing it a little different. This guy is not it's a look though. This is a look. All right, let me get back to what we were talking about.
Source point 8.
We were talking about the Source point 8. Okay, so first of all, let me see the clip. 504. Oh, they don't have that one. Okay.
Is that a center? That's a center channel. 504C, right?
Yeah.
That's a center channel.
Yeah, but which one? This is a 404C2. That's a RP404, RP500. 504C2.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I just typed that in. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these measurements here.
Yikes.
What we're looking at is he says that it sounds terrible outside the center of the couch. I don't know if this guy has the same. That's not it. That's not what I'm looking for. 1 second. So, just looking at this, not the best directivity. Right. Let's look at the other one, the vertical. Where is it? I'm always confused when they say vertical and horizontal, what they mean exactly. Because vertical, I assume they mean the center channel standing up, which is probably not how most people are going to use it. They're going to have it laying down. And yeah, what this probably tells me is that it might sound harsh around this 1 kilohertz region, which we're very sensitive to. Other than that, usually their clip stuff is not horrible because their horn actually works. It's just the transition sometimes from between the mid range and the horn. Sometimes it's a little bit weird. So that's that one. But let's take a look at the Source point 8. Let's just go to Aaron's site. It's easier. Aaron's audio. Didn't he? There, he has search now. Okay. 504. Yeah. So what I was looking at is this. This is like a horizontal polar plot, right? So it's pretty narrow, right? 30 degrees. So if you have it laying down, 30 degrees, it'll start to change the sound a lot. But if you were to stand it up, right, if it was possible, then you'd get a response more like this, which is still very narrow. Never mind. It's still narrow. But at least it's more uniform this way. But it's just a very narrow response. So you're asking about the Source point 8. Right? So you go to loudspeakers. Source point 8. And I think this is probably like 60 is my guess. So directivity is much smoother. You don't see those errors. Right? Here. I usually look at this early reflections directivity index. And then when you look at this plot, yeah, wider. Let's see, horizontal 40. I thought it was gonna be wider than this. I don't know if he usually just looks at the red or if he looks kind of the orange. I think he usually looks at the orange, which is like 50-ish, and let's go back to the other one. Oof. If we were to look at so it's a little bit wider. You know, 40 at the best. At best, 40. So yeah, I would say if you're looking for wider dispersion, there are other speakers that are wider than that, than the source point. But the good thing about the source point 8 is it is concentric. So the dispersion horizontally and vertically is also good. So, you can move up and down. You can sit up. You can sit. Stand up, sit down, left and right, and you still have a consistent sound. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Too bad the guy who actually does those measurements isn't here.
Yeah, where's that guy?
Where's
my guy? Aaron.
So Jacob Dudley, he says he wants to measure all this. I want to play sound out of my front left and measure all the support speakers to see what they actually do, just out of pure curiosity. Yeah, I guess they're playing a anti-sound.
I'm gonna go down to the pool.
Let's see here. Then he wants to continue through the channels, measuring each support channel electrically. Ooh, and yes, please do all of that. I'm very curious to see how it works. And the phase stuff, right? I want to see, because anti-sound would mean that it has to be out of phase.
Is anti-sound?
Yeah. Anti-sound. To cancel a sound, you have to play anti-sound. To do cancellation. It's exactly how the noise canceling headphones work.
Anti-sound? That just sounds weird.
Yeah, it does. It sounds cool though. Makes you sound like you know something. But yeah, it would just have to be sound that's out of phase, I think.
Okay.
Same frequency, out of phase. I'm curious. We'll see. Let's see here. All right. What is this? Thank you again here. What do you say? Theoretically, there isn't a separate signal for LFE and then 0 to kilohertz signal for each speaker. Oh, theoretically, isn't there a separate signal for LFE? Yes. First of all, yes. And there is a separate, I don't know if it's 0 to 20 kilohertz. It might be 20 to 20 kilohertz for each speaker. That's up for, we have to figure that out. We need to take some measurements on AVRs to see if it's actually, I don't think it's 0. I think they cut it off around 20.
Well, wait, what are you talking about? The low end?
Yeah. What do you think the low end is for each channel of, let's say, a Denon or Marantz? Not the LFE. If you
think it says.
You think it says? It says somewhere there?
I mean, you could set it to full range, so it'll send out whatever.
Yeah, but what is that considered? Full range is still considered 20. Will they let sound?
I don't think it's going to go lower than 20.
Okay, so that was.
And I don't think it's going to go higher than 20K, because like the only time you'll see anything different are on those like super high end amplifiers, right? The like audiophile grade ones where like it gets up to 40K. Right.
I wonder if they'll send that out through the pre-outs though. Not just the amplifiers, but I wonder if through the pre-outs will it send lower than 20 hertz and higher than 20 kilohertz. Okay, so anyway, so cut at 80 hertz, then we'll be missing content. I'm not sure if I understand this question exactly. If you cut off the LFE signal, right? If there LFE can be up to 120. It actually can probably be a little higher than that, depending on who's making the content. You're supposed to cut it off at 120.
Yeah.
But let's just say everybody's following the rules. They cut it out at 120. If you cut off LFE at 80, then yeah, it's possible to miss some of that content a little bit.
Yeah.
You're rolling it off early. Doesn't mean that you're gonna get none of it. You're just rolling it off early. Right? You're gonna get less of it. So I'm not sure if that's what he's talking about. Cut 80 hertz. We'll be missing content.
Here, hold on. I got a visual aid.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna help. Give me a second for this software to load.
Okay.
Boo ba doo ba doo boo. Come on, Logic. Hurry up, bro.
In the meantime, we'll get back to this one. Everyday J, so Art can't fix my 30 hertz null using my cheap speakers? Depends on how loud. You know, if you play your system super low, then you can make it work. But if you get to reference levels, bye-bye speaker. One of our inside jokes is like, when Art came out, then we're gonna start doing a speaker repair business because gonna be a lot of blown speakers.
People be getting blown out here.
Brentwood, who wants some M&K speakers? I was telling him we're gonna go speaker shopping. Hey, if you could, you've had those M&K speakers, right, Chana?
Yeah.
They don't play super low, do they? Like
no.
bass wise?
80. That's it.
Okay. Because we were measuring it a little bit higher than that. What would you get as a replacement? If somebody likes those speakers, what would be your all right, you know what, just get these. What would be your go-to that's similar, let's say, in price, but could play a little bit more, to go a little deeper, maybe a little bit smoother response? What's the updated version of that?
Of the, I guess the S300. You mean the model
No,
number of the M&Ks?
It doesn't have to be M&K. If you said, all right, I have these, I want to get some new speakers, what would you say? What would be your first instinct?
I don't know. I don't think there's anything really like those. They're expensive though, so you have like a whole bunch of different speakers you could get. Okay. That'll probably be better. Better meaning cheaper and perform the same without breaking the bank.
What would you get if you needed to get bookshelf speakers, not floor standing speakers? What would be your go-to right now?
Oh, probably some ELACs.
ELAC. That's not a That's a good idea.
Those new debut 3 whatevers, they're pretty good.
Yeah. I'm surprised you went that direction. They look pretty good too, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I have Focals, but they're like not the greatest as far as the.
Oh, did you bring them back?
No, I packed them up, so they're all in boxes. Okay. And so, so remember those ELACs? I might actually bring those back. But fucking Chris Walker gives me one in white and one in black. I'm like, who am I? I can't even sell this shit to anybody, so I'm just gonna use them upstairs, right? Because it's all fucked up, and they have great highs and mids, but no bass at all. But I got that 15-inch SVS up there, so I think that's what I'm gonna. I think we're gonna go to Mammoth, so I gotta get a I think I'm gonna rent a box truck and start bringing some stuff in. Yeah,
that's what I said.
Yeah, but I don't have a bunch of people. Well, we're actually going up with 3 brand new toilets, so we need a bunch of space. Yeah, and a vanity and like a sink. We're bringing all that stuff up there anyway. So
if I didn't have a family, I'd roll over there. If I didn't have a whole freaking family to feed and take care of, I'm rolling.
I don't know, man. I don't know what you would. There's a lot of options that like in the same price range or less for bookshelves.
You know what I wish for Brent Wood here? We talked. So Brent, he's in the Discord for Magic Beans. So we're in there all the time. You know what? For some reason, I see you being like a Kef guy. You know what I mean? Get some decent Kef speakers. He has some good subs too. He has some RSL subs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a couple of those big ones. Those 12S's. You know? But yeah, I could see him with some Kef. Some Kef in his life.
Some Kef in his life, huh? All right, here.
Yeah.
I got my thing on here now.
Okay, here we go. So this is to answer this other question over here.
Okay. Can you see all this?
I can see it.
Okay. So basically, what we got here, we got 2 different things here. This would be on the left here. This would be, or here, the top one here would be an 8 hertz roll off of the low end, right? So even if it's at 24 dB per octave, this is what where your speakers are going to be, right? And so on the bottom here, this is the 120 hertz on your sub, right? So this is the low pass filter. The lows are passing. This is the high pass filter. The highs are passing, right? A lot of people get those two mixed up. So this is kind of the situation. Is there a gap? What do you think, Joe? Is there a gap?
Yeah, a gap where?
Like, is there a gap here? If I turn this guy on, this is kind of like the what would you call this? The convergent point here, you know? So as long as
I guess I don't understand the question. What are you showing right here?
What's the question? What was LFE? So cutting at 80 would be missing content, right? Okay, so let's go back to logic. God damn it, StreamYard thing's in the way. Okay. So if I were to cut this now instead here at 80, hold on. 120. All right. I don't think this is working out the way I thought it would. You're definitely gonna miss some shit. If you got your thing here at 80, and the subwoofer's down here at 80, and the speakers are here at 80. Probably better to do 120. So you have this. This is the amount of overlap you'll have. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Otherwise, it'd be like, boop. They're crossing right at the same point. So you're probably gonna miss some stuff in this region here, as far as bass is concerned. That make any sense? I hope so.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't even understand the question right now. What was it? How do you interpret the question?
So he was talking about cutting the subwoofer at 80 and then having the speakers cut at 80 as well.
Okay.
Right. So there's no overlap. So I was trying to demonstrate that. I was trying to show that with the EQs and logic, right? Like which areas you're going to have a hole in sound due to the fact that you're kind of cutting them at the same spot instead of you got your 80 hertz crossover for the speakers and you got your 120 crossover or cap on the subwoofer. You have a larger overlap for bass frequencies from 80 to 120. Whereas if it's 80 and 80, you're not gonna have the overlap. And the fact that these things actually they're not straight. You see this? They're not straight, right? So it's not like a line at 80. They start rolling off at 80, right? Or they start rolling off sooner, like at 110, and then they get to 80. So there's going to be frequencies that you're going to miss because there's going to be a hole. That's what I'm trying to say. If he does that.
Is this helpful? To show what you're talking about? Let's see. This is actually a cool website that I just found recently. No tuning tool. It's for car audio stuff. But you can just type
there you
in.
go.
So let's say for this driver, right? So this is the mid. Let's just say mid range. Let's just say this is your main speaker, right? So you see what happens if I start crossing over higher. Is you start getting a dip in the response. See this dashed line? But if you're using the same 24 dB per octave slope, the summed response, even though there's a gap between them, is a flat response because part of this is it's not a brick wall. It's not just stopping.
Yeah, it's not straight.
It's lowering in frequency. And this rear sub is also lowering in frequency at the same rate. So they actually combine and sum
really
to a flat response.
Look at that. I'm totally wrong. Fantastic.
But if I start going over here, if I start lowering, say, okay, I'm going to cross over the main, and this is just theoretical, right? Acoustically weird, other stuff can happen. But if you do 60 hertz on the sub, then you will have a gap. You see? There's a dip in the response there. right? But when you have them both at 80 with a 24 dB per octave slope, then you get summation. That's what they call summation. So it's easier to see
Some
with
Asian?
summation. So like if you had any type of curve, right? You could just type in a curve, right? Let's just say this one that you're not supposed to use. But you also see that there is summation here, right? So if I started lowering the if I start lowering the frequency of the sub to 60, then you see that there's a gap. It's not following this target anymore. But if I were able to get the other speaker to cross over at 60 also, then we fill the gap. Boom. Done. Right? Yes. All right, good. It's a cool website. You should check it out.
What is it called?
It's No N-O-N-O tuning tool. He bases it off another friend of ours. So we have Jacob Dunkley in here, and he knows who we're talking about. We have a friend who came up with like a spreadsheet, and this is kind of based on that spreadsheet. This guy made a website, so it's kind of cool.
Does it have the Harman target curve in here?
Really? Yeah, and you can import your own targets. It's kind of cool because then you can try to see like where should you start crossing stuff over so that you get good summation. Where does the driver start to beam? It's kind of a handy little tool. You know, if you don't have something like JL Audio Max with the tune software.
Is this for like car audio stuff or just everything?
Mainly for car audio, yeah.
Okay. That's fun.
Yeah, cool stuff. I love showing you guys this sort of stuff, nerding out with you guys. What else? Let me just kind of go through. Oh, Jacob was saying he's at the gym listening to you while you eat.
Sorry. Oh man. Billy Bob. I don't know, man. All of them.
Yeah.
All of the above.
Man, behind Aaron's website has better plots. Yes. Here Wendell says before you get Dirac art, do you have to have the other parts of Dirac? I think yes.
Yeah. I think we discussed this last time.
Yeah.
You have to get it all. What is it? What's the bundle? $800?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. This is to Ole. He says the Reverend Slim says the sub out is LFE plus the managed bass sum together. So you weren't throwing away LFE by using a lower crossover because the LFE channel gets summed separately. What else? Yep. Joe says you have to have Dirac live at the very least, DLBC if you have subs. So I guess you can get Dirac live. How can you get
Dirac
live?
Have the full Dirac live and then get art? You don't need DLBC.
I guess if you don't have subs. Who would
like
do
multiple
that?
subs? Like multiple subs.
Multiple? I don't know. I don't know what he's saying exactly.
Or just subs in general. I mean, everybody has subs. So like, what the fuck?
I know.
I have subs,
and you want to get art, go do the subs first. Get the subs first. Let's see here. Just trying to figure out anything that we haven't mentioned. Doubling because LFE has content distinct from not shared. Yeah, you know what? This is theoretically correct. Chana, if you mix in Atmos and you have access to this new LFE channel, right? And you're doing something with bass, do you make sure that when you add something to LFE that you automatically take it out of the other channels? You're like, let's just add. Let's just add
the LFE
more.
is its own thing. The LFE is its own thing.
You know what I'm saying, though, right? Like when you add to the LFE, does that mean you're reducing from the other ones, or are you just like,
No, you're just adding to the LFE. That's it.
Just more. Just more is more.
Yeah. Here, check
yeah.
this.
You know what I'm saying?
Here, check it out. I'm working on something pretty interesting here. Let me turn this stupid nonsense off. Check this out, dude. Look at this. I was doing this all yesterday. You see this?
Wow. That looks like my video timelines.
Yeah, but here, let's put this guy up. You guys won't hear it, but
let's see. What are you doing over here?
the shit's going crazy. It's like bam, 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 boom, boom. The shit moving around. Da, ba, 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 ba. It's like it's kind of like dubsteppy. So it has all these like sounds. You know, it's fucking. This is gonna be dope. This is gonna be dope. Got these stems on a remix contest. Cause somebody asked me, they're like, "Hey, do you have any new Atmos mixes?" And I'm like, I don't. And then I'm like, wait a second, why don't I have any new Atmos mixes? So I just started. I was just like, I downloaded some stems a while back, and so when I got it, I was just like, oh, I'm like, I have an idea for this. Let me talk to my mixing guys. So the one main thing, if you take a stereo signal and then just select it mono, it kind of sums the two together and you get this like phasey sound in the sound. And you don't want that. So I asked my guys, how do I get a stereo sound mono without the phase? And he's like, oh, just like re-record it as mono, and then it won't have that phasiness that I was talking about. Because when you just switch the track from stereo to mono, it'll just collapse it all. And then I sent him what I was doing, and he was just like, "Oh my god, that's crazy." So that'll be something. Hopefully, get it done at the end of the month or so. We'll see. See what's going on. But yeah,
Scruff King says, "I'll help you move, China." Hey, that would be a good idea if you want some stuff, because I'm sure it'll be like me moving some like expensive like speakers. Be like, "Do you want these, bro?"
Yeah, because Joe was like, "Why don't you just get a big U-Haul?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's great. I don't have a place to put it here. I have no room here, right?"
Yeah, that would be the best. That would be the smartest decision to help you move. Like anybody who like audio stuff, be like, "Yeah, let me help you move that sub over there. That looks pretty heavy. It looks like it's going to take a lot of storage space."
Apple, Tidal, Amazon Music, no unfinished business. These are like bootleg. Although I was at a Beatport event. Beatport is where all the DJs get their music, and I was talking to a bunch of label owners and stuff. And so when it came time for questions, I was like, hey, since look, there's 100,000 songs are uploaded every day. Can you believe that? 100,000 songs a day. Like if you're any kind of artist, you need to be like that's too much for like you, a consumer, me, a consumer, anybody else in the chat and watching, a consumer. That's a lot of music to go through to find something good, right? Like you need curation. You need people to like put the good stuff together and then deliver it to you in a nice little bow. So to get on a curated playlist on Apple, you need to have a spatial audio or Dolby Atmos mix of your song. So I was all up in there in front of like 300 people asking these panels this question. And I'm like, oh, by the way, my name is Techno Dad. And if any of you independent artists here need Atmos mixing for your track, come talk to me outside. And so I got like 3 prospective clients from that, me being a loudmouth on a microphone. A lot of them are saying that they are doing more Atmos mixes, but they already have people doing it. And I was like, and it was this guy, Dylan Francis. He's like one of the big EDM guys. And I was like, oh yeah. I'm like, unless you're using Nick Reeves, Rock AM, or Ken Lewis, I am objectively better than your Atmos mixer. Hands down. You should fire him and use me, is what I said at the thing. Everybody started laughing. They're all kind of like, they're like, man. He's like,
where's Beatport? He's asking.
Beatport is it's a website where DJs. Oh, they had an event at the W in Hollywood.
Okay.
No, not Cypress, California. That's where Joe lives. That's a different kind of Beatport. that's Joe rolling around in his Lexus.
Yeah. You can pan bass across any of the... Okay, you guys are still talking about toe. Bass is non-direction. You hear the content above that for the direction. You can pan bass. It's possible.
You can, yeah. Yeah, you can pan the bass around. That's But the LFE is different. The LFE is just one thing. It's just a slider. You pick the track that you want to add into the LFE and you up this slider. That's it.
There was a DJ service that was in Cyprus. Forgot what it was. DJ service.
Okay.
There are a lot of DJs that are in like Cerritos area. A lot of like hip hop DJs that are from that area. No, I'm not sure if that's what you mean. Anyway, what else? So quick, testing out art. There are some things that I've noticed. People are always wanting to know, is it worth it? And I think just Dirac does work. I'm a fan of Dirac, even just Dirac Live. I think Dirac Live does a great job. Dirac Live bass control and Dirac Live art, definitely step it up. And some people are saying, oh man, I'm noticing the vocal clarity just so much better with art. And I don't know what to attribute that to. It could possibly be that the bass being cleaner makes it so that it's easier to hear the higher frequencies. I think part of it is also what I noticed when I ran a calibration was the bass was a little bit low on mine. So if the bass is low, then the vocals sound high relative to the bass. So I'm not sure if it's an apples to apples comparison. If you were to use the same exact target curves for Dirac Live and bass control and art, would you notice that same clarity? Maybe it's possible. But it definitely helps. Cleaning up the bass definitely helps our perception of the higher frequencies, especially when it comes to imaging. Stuff does seem to image just better, like more clearly. It's kind of annoying. It works. It's annoying that it works. I guess. I think what I need to do is I need to do more testing to see what are the pros and cons. Like, when is it an issue? You were saying that when you heard art that one time, it was very blurry. Stuff wasn't precise. Is that one of the trade-offs? And from my experience, it's the opposite of that. When it's well calibrated, you're like, I think if you came and heard the system, you'd be like, man, that's exactly where I put that thing. Love it.
I mean, on the AV10, that sounded much better. And that was like 3 years after the time I heard it.
What is the name of that demo that you like with the Atmos demo with the rings and like the
Audiosphere?
Audiosphere. Which one is that on?
2016.
2016. Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Why? Do you not have it?
I thought I had it.
I said I could give you the M2TS. I have it separated on files.
Okay.
But the M2TS you either need you can't use it on Plex. You need the MKV for Plex.
I got a Zadu.
So. Oh yeah, then you can play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
What else? Yeah, please do. I want to hear that one. Before we go, I just want to say I was on Audio Unleashed talking about Magic Beans.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty cool. Can't wait for that to come out.
Unleashed.
Audio Unleashed. Super cool.
Yeah, I saw you talk about it. That's cool. That's cool to be on their show.
Yeah. It's cool to be on somebody else's show because everybody has a different vibe, what they talk about.
Yeah.
Audio
and then their viewers, it's all different. Yeah. Daniel P says, my buddy and I were just discussing purchasing Magic Beans and Spatial Audio Calibration Toolkit right before I saw you were live. What's up, Danny P? In the place to be. We got a Prime sale. Is that what your last name stands for? Daniel Prime? Use the code Prime15 to get 15% off of this, or $75 off Magic Beans. I think it's Prime75 for Joe's coupon code. Yeah. Do you have any questions about it?
Yeah, let us know. We're here.
Right here.
Man, Reverend Slim and Ole are getting into some technical stuff. Ole, you should just join our after show so we can explain it in face to face is easier than text sometimes.
Yeah.
But he said, real quick, he just said a gunshot can clearly be felt different between left and right in real life. And the question I would ask to you is it because of the high frequencies, right? Because the high frequencies will let you know where it's coming from. But if it was only the low frequencies, would you be able to immediately tell where it's coming from? That's kind of the question. And maybe you can. I think that bass can be directional because there are differences in the phase response. You can kind of feel the difference in phase. You can't pinpoint, like you can with higher frequencies, but I think you can kind of tell like the bass is kind of coming from this area. Bass is kind of coming from this area. So directionality is a little different when it comes to bass.
Yeah.
Where were we at?
What?
Let's see. Anything else?
Dirac normally does 20% off on Black Friday. Michael, do you think they're going to do that for art? That is the big question. It's a big question. Don't know. It just came out. I would be shocked if they did it, if they put a discount on it, because it just came out.
You think that they won't?
I don't think they will. Not on art. Maybe on the lower end one so that they'll get people to buy it, but I don't think on art. Oh, they might drop the bundle down like $50 or $100, but I don't think they're gonna just let art be by itself on a discount. You know what I mean? Because the bundle's $800, so even if they're getting $700, that's a substantial amount of money, right? Dirac Art online store. Pick a device. Blue Sound Node, huh? You just asked me about these. Node X.
It has art on that thing?
It's one of the things.
Yeah, show me that thing. Hold up a second. Because I had somebody asking me
I went
about
to
this.
Dirac. Look, I went to online store, right? And then there it is. Bunch of stuff. And then like, boo, Blue Sound Node. What?
Yeah, but
Node X.
Hold on a second, but that's not saying it has art, does it?
No, just room correction.
Okay, I was gonna say.
The hell? Okay, where's the Denon stuff? Here. Art. Active room treatment. $299. I don't know if they're gonna take that down. Look, this is expansion and this is expansion. Room correction. So you need to have this for sure. This they'll fucking for sure put down. Right? I don't know if they'll put this one down because they just came out of it. But this one here, all of them. Oh, see, they're already telling you it's a deal at $799, so that it might not. I don't know. It's hard to say. But we're like less than 2 months away, so we're about to find out.
Yeah. You guys are patient, man. These guys are patient. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. I really wanted it and needed it. You don't need it, but if I really wanted it, I just buy it. But 20% would be how much off?
$40.
Off. Is it? $40?
I don't know. I'm bad with math, dude.
Okay.
I already closed the window, so I don't know. $299 would be what? $29 plus another $29 is what? $60 off? 20% off is $60 off. That's pretty substantial from $300. My main question is I feel my system loses its bass impact, stereo width, and overall detail when using generic Harman curves and others I've tried. Well, that's very interesting, Daniel.
Yeah, I think I'd have to know which speakers you have, how big your room is, and then I can kind of guess as to whether a generic Harman target would fit. In my situation, using a generic target curve kind of takes a little too much of the mid bass. Seems like you want a little bit more of the deeper end of the vocal range, and so it helps with that. But yeah, it depends on your room and how well your Harman target curve fits, and if it doesn't, definitely getting a custom one will help. He says his workaround has been limiting his correction to 40 to 500 hertz. That's a typical thing you do because sometimes the other ones do too much to the high frequencies. And if you're using a good speaker like these Arendal 1723s,
yeah, they're pretty good.
you don't really have to do too much. They might be a little bit bright, So yeah, I would recommend it. I mean, I think you have good speakers, and if for some reason a target curve is making your speakers sound worse. So here's a good question. Before I go and start just buy it, right? Here's the question. Is when you don't use a target curve, if you just play those speakers in pure direct mode, no EQ at all, does it sound more natural? Does it sound better to you than when this Harman curve is applied? Because that might be an indicator that you definitely need a better curve. Yeah. So let me know. I'm waiting for your answer here. These are subs. PSA EV 1813Ms. Okay.
Damn, dude. He's got a fucking bang.
Yeah, he got a crazy system.
You've got a banging system. Whoa. Hold on.
And I think it's one of those things where you spend a lot of money on your hardware. You've got nice stuff. You probably have some treatment up.
I was about to ask about room treatment. Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like, yeah, you can always do a little bit more to improve your system. It's just how much better is it going to be? Earlier, we talked about going from AV10 versus 3800, or, something like that. Like, yeah, it's much more expensive. It's technically better. I don't know that you'd hear much difference. Versus with this, can you hear a difference? I think you can hear a big difference when you use the correct target curve. So he says it does sound better. Yes, the bass is a little bloated without correction. All right. So that I think you are a good candidate for it, because yes, below 500 hertz, you just want to kind of correct the bass because of the interaction with the room. Most room correction can do that perfectly, but it's above 500 hertz, above in the higher frequencies. That's where it can kind of screw things up. It can make stuff sound either unnatural, or it can make it too bright. Sometimes it can make it roll off the highs too much. So
let me ask, what AV receiver or pre-pro are you using, Daniel?
Mm-hmm.
That's a question.
Mm-hmm.
The Harman curve is technically generic for all speakers and rooms, except for what they used it for back during their experiments.
Yeah. So the problem is also, like, let's say if you're using Dirac, it does try to adjust based on what it sees your response is, but it doesn't. I don't know what their algorithm is. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh, Daniel P became a member.
There we go. We'll talk to you in the after show then.
Wait, does he get access to everything right away?
I don't know. Try to refresh the community page. YouTube.com/Daily HiFi. And if he goes and YouTube.com/Daily HiFi and go to the community section, and if you're a member, then you should be able to see the thing. If not, what you can do is just email us. You can email me, joe@joeintel.com, and then I'll send you a link.
Okay, good. Okay, he's using an Arcam AV41, so he's using Dirac. He's using Dirac.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Dirac does a pretty good job most of the time, right? But for example, when I ran it, it had a totally different bass rise for my left speaker and my right. I'm like, why? Like, the response looks pretty close, but I guess it hit some sort of threshold where one, it like said, you don't need any bass rise, and the other one said, hey, you need 7 dB. So I'm like, how did you figure that? Anyway, it's kind of funny. Yes, DLBC. All right. So we'll talk in the after show. We'll get you all sorted out. We'll get you figured.
Email Joe so you can jump into the after show and get the link, because I don't think that's going to be.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Joe at Joe and Tell.
Okay. You want to shut it off now? We're at 5:30.
Let's go and hang out with these guys.
Let's jump into this after show.
Oh, it says You sell. Thank you again for the super chats, by the way. You sell
thank you.
SACT to retailers for resale. Also, message Chana. Where should you message? Where should they message you?
For what?
For the spatial toolkit retailers for resale.
We're
looking for distributors in different countries. So
yeah, you can just email my Technodad email, technodad55@gmail.com. I don't even know if that'll work. Yeah, well, there we went. Email me there, and we can get the conversation started. Boop, boop, boop. All right. What's all these starred? Oh, these are all these guys. Thank you guys for all the super chats. Thank you guys for hanging out. Excuse me. Oh, if you're watching on the replay, we do this every Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern. And if you're part of the after show, we'll see you in just a minute. Behalf of Mr. Joe and Tell and myself, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good week.